hello, hello. Coming at you from Thailand. Yeah, you guys remember me. The kind of guy that's kind of around, and a lot of you like to get a little mad at me on occasion, a little upset. Put stuff up there in Facebook that some people have these big arguments over, and I just kind of sit back and actually, I don't know what to say because sometimes you guys really get into it. But sometimes I don't even know what to say because I don't know what the subject is all about. I'm not really, in the yard where everybody's playing the game. I'm kind of like out of town. I'm like 7,000 miles away. So the only way to get an accurate input is through the reactions of the people that are there in the Facebook page that I'm on or that I'm doing. And I see how people react, and it gives me an idea as to what is good, what is bad. So there is a little bit of method to my madness being out of town. And we all are different. We all have our different views of life. We've all had different life experiences. And we all know this. Me, I've been a traveler for much of my life. And I've always been other places other than my homeland, my fatherland, my motherland, whatever you want to call it. Jokingly, I'll call it the fatherland every now and then when I get pissed off at times when I think about the way things are going over there and I don't agree. One subject is, okay, it's a flag. It's a flag that has been in our nation, the United States of America, when they quit trying to be part of the United States of America, but they still stuck around. Not willingly, but they stuck around. Okay, it is still part of the heritage of my country and represents the heritage of a thought. These were people that were actually fighting for their freedom, they figure, from something they determined they thought had become a form of tyranny, even though what they were doing, many of us would disagree with because it enacted something called slavery, which was a minor part of that war in the very beginning. Slavery had really nothing to do with it. It was economics. And, a lot of people blow that out of proportion, but the slave issue, the flag issue, and all of that is a repeat of history that has gone on before the United States, or in many countries have even been here. Slavery is something that goes back thousands of years. Other than probably prostitution, it's the second oldest, well, maybe the third oldest profession, other than there being pimps. You got prostitutes, pimps, and slave owners, and slaves. So pick your poison. Okay, a lot of us were born to serve others, whether we liked it or not, and maybe we're sure we were kept there to do that. Now, look, here we are. Then all of a sudden, while I'm sitting here, there's this big thing about this gay thing, homosexuality. They got a homosexual flagology thing going, a gay flag. And then all of a sudden, in Facebook, all these little gay thingies start popping up with the little colors. And all of a sudden, like, oh, I support gayness. Well, I've been supporting people being gay. I knew people were gay when I was in the military back in the 70s and 80s, and I kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to see them lose their lives and their livelihoods. Some of them had been in the military for years and they'd been gay, or they'd been homosexuals. Back then they called themselves homosexuals. Hey, I'm a homosexual, Carl. And, there were guys that confessed to me, and I knew women that did it. And it was like I just kept it quiet and I never talked about it because I figured, they were no threat to me. And all they wanted was a chance to have a retirement and have a life. And at that time, retirement and everything was hard to get even back then. Employment was a hard thing to get. When I got out of the military once, there was no way to get a job. Wound up going back in. Wound up spending the whole Cold War. I grew up in the 50s. My whole military career was in a Cold War, which lasted over 25, 30 years. So my whole time in the military, the Berlin Wall came down before I got out, but then they decided to have a war in Iraq, and 150 miles from the border, they decide to call it a day. And then they go back later, which costs us still more than we really needed to pay. And we're still paying for that. Look at our Middle East. It's not our Middle East. Everybody thinks it is. It's their Middle East. Not only that, I don't support, foreign nations. I don't think I should have to. They should support themselves. And I don't feel that I don't want any of my people dying for other cultures, other countries. They may be our allies in effect, but I'll be damned if I was going to be standing in line today to go die for somebody in Israel. They don't give a shit. They're not coming over here to die in my country for me, but they sure get my money one way or the other. Okay, and I'm not getting into race. Race has nothing to do with this. Actually, racism is the smallest part of my gripe. My gripe is that why can't people just treat each other with mutual respect and have a little bit of kindness towards each other and realize that not everybody has the pocketbook to pay for their medical. So why not make it available for those of us that can't? And even though it's supposed to be available for some of us, it doesn't mean we can obtain it. Because, let's face it, we're not getting what we are paying for. I'm supposed to be able to now, at my age of 62, I'm supposed to be able now to file for my Social Security. I'm told I have points. Wait and find out. Now think about it. How many people on your Facebook page do you talk to? I don't. I'm just saying I don't right up front. That are above the age of, that are below the age of 20. I don't do that. I just, people aren't in touch with me unless they're above the age of usually 25 or 30 in Facebook or any other public conversational mode. Even in my private life, it doesn't work that way. I have a granddaughter here. She's 12, 10 to 12. Okay, that's the only young person I spend time with. And usually I make sure that I'm in the company of others because I don't want to be alone with a granddaughter and ever have that question come up about my personal honor and the way I feel. I believe in honesty, and I feel we should be more honest with each other. Look, I didn't come here to lecture. I just came here to say that sometimes if I seem like a jerk in Facebook and in other public medias, it's because I'm a little bit confused about some of the issues, and I also feel that I want to get more information, but I'm not going to sit back and idly stroke anybody because they want to hear from me what they feel they should be hearing. Doesn't work that way with me, and I don't feel anybody would respect me, and I wouldn't respect myself if I wasn't honest about how I feel. So if you don't always hear what you hear from me the way you want to hear it, just take it as part of being me. I'm not living in my native country, and I haven't been there for many years, so I don't think like a lot of people that live in my native country. And that depends on where you live. Okay, look, I don't know how you feel about me, but a lot of you out there in Facebook, and I'm making this for Facebook, I want you to know that I care about you. And some of you have passed on in the last year or so, and I want to make sure that we kind of keep that down a little bit. But you know something, every now and then I want to say I care and I want to hear about you, because in a way it's a communication thing that is very important to me. I want to know what you're thinking. Tell me what you're thinking for once. Very seldom you do not. Okay, thank you very much for your time, and I wish y'all, everybody, a pleasant day, evening, whatever. Take care, and whatever God's bless you all.